Jim Carroll, Ralph Baber, psychology takeaway. You need a dose of the real. Life's absurd. We know the deal. Did you hear? Don't let it get you down. Turn that frown. Upside down, down, upside.
Well, Ralph, it's the day after Christmas, or I guess 2 days after Christmas.
Yes, indeed. And one of the things that is totally unknown to many people in the USA is December 26th, Boxing Day.
Aha, that's where you used to go out and hit your neighbor, right?
No, that
Oh.
is when all of the servants of the English middle and upper class got to take a day off and open their boxes. And their boxes were their Christmas gifts.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
that's where the name comes from. Now, in Canada,
It was the day for you to take your boxes back to the store and for refunds, right?
yeah, and all the things, the ugly Christmas sweater that you hate, you can take back and get a nice cashmere sweater for only $100 more.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was looking around for my ugly sweater, my Christmas sweater. Couldn't find it, but I have my snowflake sweater on here. And we've had our share of snowflakes already. But, for a lot of people, Christmas was a high point, and now it's kind of a low point.
And the thing is that for a lot of people, particularly people who have children, it's the anticipation. You're thinking about how excited your kids will be, and what wonderful or mediocre or even pretty good gifts you've got them, and they'll be happy. And so you're experiencing vicariously the joy.
Uh-huh.
And then Christmas comes, and you have the day when you're trying to corral all the Christmas wrapping, and then you watch the kids play in the boxes the toys came in.
Yeah, they're playing the boxes, right? Ignoring the toys.
And then the next day, you say, well, it's over. I feel let down.
Yeah. Well, from a biological point of view, that makes some sense. You've had this big dopamine rush for a while. I don't know how many days before Christmas, but it builds and builds and builds. Christmas comes, and what do you have? The crash. It's the same thing that we see with, various kinds of, to say addictions isn't really the right word, but, after the high, comes an inevitable low.
Yeah. And,
It's kind of like after the high of watching the Detroit Lions play football for so well. Then there's the
there's
December
the fourth
Detroit
quarter.
Lions. Yeah. Oh, dear.
And, the thing is, there's the dopamine drop, and then there's also the loss of what we could call psychologically a meaningful ritual. So, we have all the Christmas traditions. And so, you might say, Christmas morning, Dad and Mom have a Bloody Mary or coffee and Baileys or whatever. And then later on, you don't do that.
Right.
So the ritual has gone away.
Yeah, you don't do that on December the 27th, do you?
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Okay. Yep.
Unless, of course, you also go to have your breakfast when the bars open at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
But
You mentioned that, and you think about even non-Catholics know something about Advent.
Right.
It's in all of the stores. You get these Advent calendars. You get to open up a little trapdoor every day, and there's a piece of candy underneath it. There's one of them has chapsticks. I don't know why you need 12 days of chapsticks. Another one had little bottles of wine. So anyhow, so you're building up on the 12 days of Christmas
Right.
to Christmas when you open the big one and there's not just one piece of candy, but several pieces of candy.
Sounds like a good thing to me.
That's December 25th, December 26th, no
Gone.
advent calendar.
No advent calendar.
Yeah.
No. And, you know, the thing is that what we're talking about, Jim, is extraordinary life, rituals and meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And after Christmas, ordinary life feels duller.
Yep. Yep. Opponent process theory.
Yeah.
Duller.
Now,
So,
if you are Catholic or Episcopalian, one of the things that the church has as part of its calendar is a period called ordinary time.
mm-hmm.
And that's kind of,
Like ordinary time
between events.
between festivals. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you say to yourself, well, you know, what is ordinary time? Well, ordinary time is basically dull. You know, I like to think of ordinary time as just living.
Okay, Ralph. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Are we still here? I think we're still recording.
Yeah, except you're way down. Your mic is way down because you were coughing.
I was coughing. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm back up here now.
Yep.
Okay, let's see if we can get to here. Oh,
There we are.
There we are. Okay.
So,
So what's
you know, we think of ordinary time
There we go.
as a baseline.
Right.
And the baseline does not necessarily mean worse.
Mm-hmm.
It just means ordinary.
Yep.
And so that's life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know.
And you can on December the 31st, you can look forward to more of a calm, next year, 2026. But you can also do some planning for a time when it's not ordinary again.
Yeah.
Like when there's no snow on the ground. Okay, I can begin to think about, and the seed catalog people know this very well. The seed catalogs come in when around the 1st of January, and we're thinking about the garden, right?
Yeah.
Thinking
yeah.
about spring.
What can I do with the garden this year?
Mm-hmm.
And probably our viewers don't know this, but Karen and I had to replace a sewer line, which meant that all of our backyard got dug up. So Karen is thinking, what am I going to do with my garden that I thought well established, and I was going to transplant this and move that, and now
Think of it-
she's saying,
It's
wait
an
a minute,
opportunity, Ralph.
it's an opportunity, but it also means I have to do some thinking.
Okay.
And thinking, whether you like it or not, is hard.
Yeah, it is. But
So-
thinking and planning and fantasy is kind of good.
Yeah.
Something else that happens around Christmas time or after Christmas is that we talked last time about all the good memories that we had. The chemistry set, the curtains on fire, going to the Vic. But there are some, hard times also. Like Christmas is when my father died. He had an accident on December 24th, and he was dead by December the 26th. My
Okay.
mother died shortly thereafter. So this time of the year is a time where, well, I can think of the parents, and I can grieve just as I grieved then. And, that's healthy. It's healthy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Now, if
Now, the thing is, before Christmas, busy, run here, run there, do this, do that.
not much thinking going on, right?
You're you're saying to yourself, yeah, Dad passed on December 26th, but I'm too busy to really think about it. So after Christmas, along with the dopamine letdown, comes and now I have time. So, I can grieve absent friends, absent family, those who have passed,
Which is a good thing, to be able to do that. So this kind of letdown is actually normal. I talked earlier today about the opponent process theory. You're up here with all of the Lion victories, and there's baseline right here. You get this high with the Lion victories. They start losing, and you go down past the baseline down to here, and that's just psychology. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens. And, there are, unfortunately, Jim, I think, a lot of people who do not internalize the fact that for everybody, post Christmas is a season where you say to yourself, I was so far up, I was so looking forward to it. In my case, for example, one of the things that I always liked to do was to give gifts. Not to get them, to give them.
Okay.
And so I would give out the gifts at Christmas, and people would either be at my house and say, oh, this is great, or they would call me and say, oh, thank you for it's just what I wanted or needed or whatever. But post-Christmas, that's gone, and I feel kind of down. Well, you know what? That's normal.
Yeah.
It's not that you're excessively depressed. It's just
Well, what about a time like this year, Ralph? You and your wife have just spent a fortune on this new sewer line, and I imagine that finances are a little tough at the Baber household.
little less than normal.
Okay, and so that probably cuts into your Christmas largesse.
It does. And one of the things that we have agreed, unfortunately, not quite as willingly as I would like to admit, but we have agreed that we're not giving each other much in the way of Christmas presents.
Because you've given each other a sewer line, right?
Right.
Okay. So, well, maybe you could give your wife an IOU saying that you'll go out into the new garden and shovel for an hour or so.
I could do that, yes, and I should definitely do that.
Okay. What else do we know about letdowns? Well, we know if you have then some sort of a new goal, it's going to help you. So
Yeah.
you can think a little bit about, I mentioned thinking ahead to, say, summer. But in terms of the calendar, the next kind of big thing that's coming up is February 14th.
14th.
Yeah. And knowing you, Ralph, you could write a love sonnet for your wife, or just a love sonnet, period, because you like to write poetry, right?
I do, and I could do that, and that would be a nice gift,
Yeah.
and
Even
a
if you
nice
never
Valentine. Now, Saint Valentine, of course, one of the saints of the church, but for many people, Valentine's Day has no meaning in church calendar, but it has meaning in terms of hearts and flowers, and I'm taking you out for a wonderful dinner, and
It's a Hallmark holiday, right?
yeah.
Okay. But, we can celebrate that too. And we could, Alex isn't here. He's going to come back in a while. But a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about this. And there were, you could then look forward to about the 15th of March, right?
Right, the Ides of March.
St. Patrick's Day?
St. Patrick's Day is
That's the 17th. Okay.
The 15th is the Ides of March.
Okay, you could celebrate Caesar's assassination, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
And you can also celebrate by drinking green beer.
yeah.
Trust me, do not drink green beer.
I can remember when the Bird, which is a pub in town, would have green beer left over from the 17th, and they sold it for about a nickel a glass. And I think you had a few of those, Ralph.
I had too many of them.
Well, we just had to help the Bird recycle its product, right?
Right.
Right. We did
And,
recycle it.
a lot of it, the green beer had to change color as you recycled it. Anyway, the thing about, feeling depressed after Christmas is, are you depressed because you're missing a relative who has passed? Because you're missing a family member who couldn't come to your house at Christmas? They live 1,000 miles away or whatever. So name the feeling,
Yeah.
because that helps to reduce.
Yeah.
If you say I'm down and I can't understand why, if you can bring into focus, I'm feeling down because, I miss so and
So
so.
and so. Yeah. And then you can actually kind of act on that if you want. I'm down because I miss so and so. Well, okay, I'm going to give them a call.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And one of the other things is, Christmas lifts us, but January reminds us we're human.
all too human when you
Yeah.
get there shoveling snow, and 3 hours later you're in the house and you can barely move. Right.
Yeah, and you say to yourself, why did this have to happen? Well, it didn't have to happen, but it's basically just the time things happen. So Janus, the god, the pagan god who January is named after, was the god with two heads,
Yeah.
one facing in one direction, one facing in the other.
Uh-huh.
So are you looking forward
Or are you
to
looking?
February 14th, or are you looking backward to Christmas and saying all the good stuff is over? Well, pick the more up side, but the more positive side.
Yeah. The nice thing about still teaching is that on January 12th, I'll be stepping into the classroom again, meeting my lifespan developmental psychology class. 45 new people, 45 people I've never met before. I know nothing about. They know nothing about me. And we're going to spend the next 16 weeks, together learning about human beings from conception, through childhood, through young adulthood, through the teen years, through adulthood, to my phase. They've been through all of the stages, but they haven't been through my stage. So I can clue them in on.
And one of the things, Jim, that I think it's very important for people, and I'm assuming that many people who are watching this broadcast or listening to it on audio haven't yet put together, because they're not in this stage of life. When you get arbitrarily, let's say, past 80,
Yes.
which we both are, you can say to yourself, I am going to spend the next 5 years taking naps on my couch and doing nothing.
That's what
Or-
you spent the last 80 years doing that, Ralph.
Well, I have done that, yes. But the thing is, it's very important in the last years of your life to stay as active as you can physically, and as active as you must mentally. Because, as Jim described it, coming in to meet 45 new people is a wonderful experience. And that brings back to you a sense of vitality.
It's also the scary experience too, Ralph, because I still have the same nightmare, if you would, the night before the first class.
That you're going into the first class with
No
nothing
clothes
on. And we've all had that.
Every teacher has had that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking ahead, staying as active as you can. There's the term, Ralph, for people over the age of 80 is old adulthood.
Old adulthood.
Old adulthood, not young adulthood. Old adulthood.
Well,
Yeah, I liked the former term, which was I think elder, advanced adulthood.
yeah.
So, anyhow, since you and I have not made it through even non-advanced adulthood, right?
That
we
there are
can-
rumors to that effect.
We can
yes.
look forward to this more advanced period, of our life. So, let's just recap. If you're feeling down, it's normal
Yes.
from a biological point of view and a psychological point of view.
And one of the things that you can do is do a little, or maybe a lot, of self-analysis and say, why am I feeling down? Put a label on that feeling. It will help. And then say, what can I look forward to? That will also help.
Well, that's good advice, Ralph. And for me right now, I'm looking forward to 2026 and more Psychology Takeaway podcasts. I can't wait to see what we're going to say.
Yes, and we never know.
Okay, this is Jim
And Ralph,
saying,
keep your stick on the ice.
because we're all in this
Together.
together.